All right, let's talk about this. I didn't want to. I had no intention of making a video. There's no script or anything like this. Let's talk about Graham Platner and his tattoos. Because I have been on Instagram, I've been on TikTok, I've been on Twitter, and I'm just seeing nothing but horrible, horrible takes from liberals and from tankies alike. So both sides of the left spectrum. Let us be very clear here. Nazi tattoos are bad. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. They're bad. Whether you got them knowingly or unknowingly, like unknowing that you can't get a tattoo unknowingly, but getting a Nazi tattoo unknowingly, like picking something off a wall, not realizing it's a Nazi tattoo, still not great, right? Let's be clear, it's not great. But there's a difference between someone getting a Nazi tattoo unknowingly and believing in that stuff, and someone who got it and has A, shown remorse, B, gotten it covered, and C, show no other types of what's the word I'm looking for? Nazi rhetoric. They found a deleted Reddit dump of posts that he made. There were some problematic posts in there as well. And just a side note, the software used to find his deleted Reddit account was made by Palantir. So already, as a leftist, if you are a leftist like myself, that should have alarm bells ringing. Second, the video that showed that his Nazi tattoo while he was singing at a wedding was going to be released by APAC. The Oppo research was found by APAC. So again, if you're pro-Palestine, like I am, that should the alarm bell should be ringing. Let us be clear: the difference between this man and any other person that has a Nazi tattoo is the remorse. We need to give people, especially men, the not especially men, but men are the ones who white men, unfortunately, are the ones who tend to get Nazi tattoos. I guess they have to be given room to grow. They have to be given an avenue to show remorse and become better people. That's the whole point. Everyone needs to try and work to be better. And when someone is working to be better, we can't bring up 10-year-old posts and hold that against them if we have seen from that time to now that they have changed. Let's be clear. Platner being a Blackwater, what's the word I'm looking for? A Blackwater mercenary, that should have been the first thing that disqualified him. 100%. But that's what pushed him left. He realized he was a cog in empire. He realized he was a cog in an evil machine. And it pushed him left into becoming a leftist. That's a good thing. It's a good thing that it pushed him left, to be clear. It's not a good thing that he was in Blackwater. We can't use the things that they've done in the past against them if we see growth. Right? For example, and everybody who knows me knows that I don't like Justin Trudeau. Right? I call him Genocide Justin. I thought that he was very performative. I thought that he was not a very good prime minister. I've been very clear about that. But when the brown face came out and everyone tried to accuse him of being a racist and anti-brown, I defended him because his actions show that he was not anti-brown or anti-Muslim or anti-Indian. His actions showed that. Maybe at the time of that Aladdin costume, maybe he was. I don't know. But since he became prime minister to the time that they leaked those pictures, he's shown that he wasn't an enemy or a racist towards brown people. So we have to give some room for improvement, some room for growth. Now, what he allowing the genocide to happen in Palestine, I mean, that alone, negates any good things I would have to say about him, but I wouldn't say that he was a quote-unquote racist. Same with Platner. I don't know, maybe he was a racist in 2006. I don't know. But right now, I'm very certain that he isn't. And the fact that Twitter dump did not have any Nazi rhetoric in it, That also tells me that he's probably not a Nazi, and that it's true that he was drunk with a bunch of his army buddies. They were in Croatia, and they chose a design off a wall that they thought were skull and bones. Now, I'm not American, so I don't know about American education, but I didn't know that that was Nazi symbolism. I only very recently found out, right? And I don't think it's uncommon for other people to know about that. I know a guy who had that Nirvana. I think it's Nirvana, or was it Blink 182? The smiley face with the X's. I think that's Nirvana, right? He had that tattoo for like 16 years. Had no idea what it was. He just thought it was a cool thing that he saw while he was in first year of college, I believe. He saw it on the like a picture of it on the tattoo artist's wall, and he got it. 16 years later, he was with his significant other, like pointed it out to him, like that's what that tattoo was. So it's very very probable, there is a high probability that he no one ever told him what it was. You know what I mean? Because they probably didn't know what it was. If I had seen it on his chest, I wouldn't know anything. Anyways, I have seen some people saying that, oh, he's the next the next John Fetterman, and I'm honestly, I don't think that's the case, because Fetterman was already, before he was elected, he was already he was a Zionist. B, he chased a black man with a gun, and I don't think he showed any remorse about it. And C, he has, yeah, we haven't seen a character arc of him like trying to improve, like we have with Platner. And Janet Mills, who is the other Democrat running in Maine, who has a chance of winning, she is a Zionist. She supports the genocide in Palestine, so that should be a non-starter. But even locally, she generally apparently has good politics, but she refused to sign an order that forbade or blocked local law enforcement work to collaborate with ICE. So she was helping Trump's ICE, which is not great. That's the modern day Gestapo in America. And B, oh no, that was B. I had one more thing to say. She's more like Fetterman than anything. It's becoming very clear to me that liberals and at some point tankies as well don't want progressives to win, because for whatever reason they don't want the working class to have a better life. Because all the people that are trying to give a better life, no matter how big of an uphill battle it is, that when they're trying to run to make a better life for the working class, everyone is against them. It's crazy. Bernie AOC won remarkably, and I'm happy about that. And Mamdani's going to probably win, it looks like, right? But I mean, you're running against Cuomo, and still was a non-starter. Bernie, Cory Bush, Jamal Bowman. I know some of them won but were removed. You know, we've got Rashida Tlaib. That's great. We have Ilhan Omar. That's also great. Now Platner. Platner's coming up as well, and I don't know why liberals are so against him. Yeah, it looks bad what happened, but we have to give grace, especially at a time when, as a group, Democrats are worrying about losing young men to the right, right? So maybe it's time we started rewarding people for showing remorse, instead of punishing them forever, right? If you actually want to win back disillusioned young men, that might be the smarter move, to show that there is a way to redemption, for example. Because everybody has a problematic tweet. I know that I need to delete my Facebook, not because I said anything racist or anything like that, just it's stuff I wouldn't want my wife to see. I'm going to have to take that out. She's already seen it, doesn't matter, but I didn't like who I was in high school. I don't like who I was in college. Everybody has a past. It's not always going to be great. But if we see people trying to grow, that needs to be given to them. They need to be given an avenue where they can see that their growth is accepted, their remorse is accepted. Right? Like I said, if you want to win back disillusioned young men, that is the smarter move. Instead of hiring Olivia Juliana to be a consultant on how to win back young men from the right, perhaps we give them an example of what it's like to find a path to redemption, quote unquote redemption. Look, this might not age well. Maybe more things are going to come out and he is a Nazi. And if that's the case, then so be it. But as of right now, he has not posted Nazi rhetoric. He had an unfortunate tattoo that he shouldn't have gotten, but he ended up getting, and he didn't know that it wasn't. If we are to take him at his word, which I will, he didn't know it was a Nazi tattoo, because if he was a quote unquote secret Nazi, why is he running as a progressive? Of all people, why is he running as a progressive? That's the last thing he would run as. I think it was David Dole from the Rational National that said he would. Why wouldn't he just run as a Republican? We know Republicans who have espoused Nazi rhetoric, who have Nazi tattoos or Nazi adjacent tattoos or white supremacist tattoos. Your Secretary of War, and they got elected no problem. They'd love someone like Platner then if he was actually a Nazi. Perhaps it's true. Being an evil cog, being a small cog in an evil machine pushed him to the left. And he is a true leftist. Anyways, I'm gonna end it there, and I didn't plan on making this video, so it's just me ranting into a camera. It's probably not even a good. Anyways, whatever. I'm not gonna moan on it too much. If you like this video, I don't know why you did, but thank you. If you've gotten this far, thank you, and please subscribe, like, leave a comment. Let me know. Do you actually think that he's a Nazi? And explain why you think he's a Nazi. And if you think that we are overlooking something else, let me know. Because he had some pretty bad posts in the past, about, like, I think African American tipping culture he talked about. But again, he says that he's grown from that. So I will take his word for it. Because I believe that his actions show that he's a different person from someone who would have said something like that. But maybe I'm naive. You let me know. Anyways, thank you for watching, and peace be upon you. Oh, and tungstenwire.com. The tungstenwire.com. Please subscribe. Thank you very much. Peace be upon you.